Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Work Shoot Show. This is episode 47. Want to shout out to all the new YouTube fans that came and checked us out on the last episode from BlueSky. Welcome to all you and all the people who left comments and whatnot on the Spotify. We appreciate it. Welcome in. And shout out to the old-time listeners. We're here. Final episode before the awards. Some people are starting to do their awards, but joining me, as always, we got our other host, Mr. Peter McGinn. Pete, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Exhausted from a long weekend. Lots of family stuff. No surprise since it's almost Christmas. So I've been running around with my head chopped off. I'm really looking forward to just sitting down and doing nothing again.
Hey, I can't wait for that to happen for you because hearing of how busy you've been, you deserve the relaxation. But I gotta ask, it didn't seem like, I don't know, maybe this is just me. Christmas kind of snuck up on us this year.
Same. Like
it feels like it's this upcoming Wednesday. Like, where have I been?
There are times where it's like, oh, this is happening next week, and it's actually like 3 weeks away, where I just have no perception of time. This was like, oh, Christmas is like 2 weeks away, and I look at a calendar, it's like, no, it's 3 days away. It's like, oh shit!
I literally had to
do Christmas shopping yesterday,
bro. I literally had to go on Amazon, hurry up and order some gifts. They're literally being delivered today and on the 24th. Like, my girlfriend was like, damn, cutting it kind of close. I was like, I didn't realize Christmas was here.
Yeah, right.
I
forgot.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know if it's like I'm not in the spirit because my house is very decorated. I've watched Christmas movies this year. I just don't know what it is. It's a weird year this year.
I just think when you get older, it's just like, especially if you like don't have kids or something like that, it's just like,
I think that's it. It's
just like it's just, to me, it's just gonna be like a Wednesday. I'm gonna hang out with my family. We're open some presents and eat some good food. It's just gonna be like that. It's gonna be like a fun get together. It's not like I'm not waiting for an N64 in the morning.
Yeah, bro. Oh, the class. That was literally the first video game system I've ever gotten. And I remember that Christmas like it was yesterday. Hell yeah. Good little reminiscing. Hope you all enjoy your Christmas. We're here to talk about we'll talk about Saturday night's main events for like a smidgen, but we're here to do our predictions for AEW World In, which I'm actually really excited for because I gotta say, Pete, the Hammerstein Ballroom show, I haven't watched Collision in a long time. They need to start doing more venues like that. It was popping in there.
It was sick.
It was amazing.
Watching it. It was so funny. I had to go bowling yesterday, and they were playing it at the bowling alley. So I was like, yeah, because
that's awesome. Weird
because like the Timberwolves game was on and everything like that, and for some reason the bowling alley was playing AEW Collision. So I was like, sick. So I got to watch Collision while I was bowling.
That is amazing. See, I understand why your bowling alley wasn't playing Timberwolves. Y'all are like kind of. And look, this is coming from a fan who has experienced the most heartbreak this year. I don't even watch basketball. I haven't watched a game in God knows. It's horrible. We're dog shit. But I don't know if y'all should have traded Cat Pete. And I know this is not the pod for that, but like Julius Randle's kind of killing y'all.
I didn't want to trade Cat to begin with. I know why they did, because they wouldn't be able to afford him.
Yeah.
Julius is absolute buns. He gives zero. I went to the Knicks game on Thursday.
Oh, how was that? I know that was electric, probably.
It was sick in the beginning, but like I paid $80 for essentially nosebleeds because it was a sellout game, and that was a huge waste of money. They got their ass whooped. It's cool to see Cat. I love Cat. He's probably like my second favorite Timberwolf ever, but we're in the fucking dumps. But at least we're not Pelicans.
Look, like I said, it's been horrible. Saints, Pelicans, I haven't watched any of it. My girlfriend's like, man, you've really gotten into wrestling these past couple of months. I'm like, bro, all my teams suck.
Yeah, they're in the dumpster.
Curse. My girlfriend's mom was like, has Lyn been watching basketball? She's like, nah, just been wrestling. She's like, damn. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's why. My team's fucking ass. But let's get into it, Pete. Do we have our results from Saturday night's main events? Did we?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's see. How do we do it?
So coming into this, I was 49-21. You were 52-18. You had 3 games on me, and we both went 4-1, so we stayed the same. The only difference was I picked Tiffany Stratton and you picked Chelsea Green, which out of all the matches, that was my favorite of the night.
Yeah, me too.
I thought this was a great way to showcase Chelsea a lot, and I think she's perfect. I think I said it on the previous episode where like I think Chelsea deserved it the most, but I didn't think she was actually going to get it. And I'm really glad that she did. I was glad I was wrong with that one.
Yeah,
And
she
then the one that
definitely
you got
deserved
wrong,
it.
and the one that you got wrong was you picked Finn, I picked Gunther.
Stupid.
Um, stupid.
Like, I don't know why I thought going into like that Raw that like, oh yeah, after that Raw, I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna try to push Finn. I'm reading the dirt sheets like Balor's gonna have a big 2025. That does not mean he's gonna beat fucking Gunther. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know why
right.
I was thinking that. Like, but that I guess that's good on Triple H because he did make it seem like Gunther was getting weak for like 2 weeks in a row.
A
No
little bit,
Ludwig,
yes.
and like he was kind of self-doubt. I was like, okay, are we seeing the chink? And it was just so no, I'm even stronger. So like, hell yeah,
Yep.
shout out to Gunther.
Because this is the type of match where, like, if Gunther dropped the belt, it would,
It's
he didn't lose
understandable.
it. Yeah, it would make
Mm-hmm.
perfect sense. And then he's just like, nah, like I'm the best. Like
Yeah,
at the end he just like killed Finn and won. I was like, awesome. That was
yeah, no,
sick.
that was pretty badass. Got to give it to him.
Yeah,
So they're setting up the grudge match essentially for Damien. Is this gonna drag out to Mania?
100%. It's Damien Finn at Mania, like 100%. It has to be. I don't know what else it would be, but
Yeah, me neither.
yeah, that match, the Chelsea Green match, I really liked. Like the Cody stuff, like it was fine, but like I think the impact was the after match than the
Why?
actual match.
Why did
Which
he do that off air? Like, I get
yeah,
it. I understand like Kevin Owens is this heel. Let's like make him look that much better because he did it off air. But like that's something you should have broadcast because like Cody was looking back the whole time. Like, is he gonna come kick me? Is he gonna come do something to me? That's just something that should have been on TV. That's my whole
I
thing.
agree. I agree. Like there's an aspect to where I get where like you use like social media and stuff to create buzz.
Mm-hmm.
This was such like a product where I feel like you wanted to showcase everything on the TV show. I think this would have been fine for like a Raw or a SmackDown, and you did this after the fact. That would have been cool, but kind of how they built this up, it didn't make sense. Like if they did this for the Netflix premiere of Raw and they saved it for after that episode, it would be really weird. And it
Yeah.
just felt like it was cool, but like was it like right thing, wrong time? That's like how I
Yeah,
felt.
it could have been way more impactful if it was on the show. That was my whole thing. And like, not, and granted, Cody's been playing it up. Like, he's been seen with a neck brace anytime he's been in public. And I'm sure on Monday night at Raw, which we could talk a little bit before World's End, or we can save it for the next episode. I don't know when we're recording after this one, but we'll talk about that off air. But the Netflix thing, it seems like it's being pegged. We're getting the Solo and Roman match, aka getting Solo and Roman away from WrestleMania for the Tribal Chief stuff, which is very interesting. And we're getting Punk and Seth maybe setting up Punk and Roman for WrestleMania. That's what the dirt sheets are saying right now, which is
Okay.
interesting. Getting that out the way, and then of course Cody and KO are going to do their thing. Who's the real world champion? Taking a cue out of Punk's book. So I'm interested in that Netflix show. That Netflix show is probably going to be the biggest Raw of all time, maybe potentially.
It might be, yeah. I mean, just having, I don't even know how many subs Netflix has, 100 million plus. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're
And,
going to be pushing it. So if you get,
and you got
I
Roman,
don't know,
Seth, Cody, KO, CM Punk, Liv, and Rhea are doing their thing for the championship, which is interesting. I don't know. I can't see Rhea losing to Liv unless it's some shenanigans. They're not Are they dragging that one out to WrestleMania too?
they should. Like, in my opinion, yes.
Okay. So then
Um,
it'll be interesting, man. So this
I,
Raw on Netflix will be big.
yeah, it feels like it feels like it's getting a little too congested.
Too bloated.
Yeah. One thing though with the Roman and Solo thing, you know how they did like bloodline rules at like other matches and stuff like that? And I think they're doing something, I forgot what they
Let me
labeled it
look.
as. Don't do those stupid bloodline rules. The bloodline rules is so dumb. I hate anything related to some rule stipulation revolving around being Samoan. Like it doesn't make any sense like
Oh no,
logically.
it's not bloodline rules. See,
No,
that's so
it's called
interesting.
something different. It's like
It's
tribal
yeah, it's tribal combat. So
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
think
stupid. It's gonna be
doesn't that mean?
stupid.
But wait, I have a question. Doesn't that mean that no one can come out? I think
I,
that's that one.
It's the opposite of Bloodline rules,
Yeah,
essentially.
because Bloodline rules is like, oh, we're fucking Cody over, and like anybody who comes fuck with us. But I think Tribal Combat is legitimate between the like, because it's
Chief versus chief.
yeah, it's their like it's their culture type shit. They're not gonna
Gotcha.
interfere because it's like
Yep.
that type of thing. But if anybody
Roman's gonna.
does,
Yeah.
I think Roman's getting screwed by either two people: Drew,
Let's hear it. The
Drew
Rock.
McIntyre, or The Rock. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
one or
Rock would
other.
it would make perfect sense. It would make perfect sense if The Rock fucked him over. Like
Mhm.
long-term booking, Solo should 100% win. Like
Should.
regardless of how he wins, he should win.
Mm-hmm.
Um I gotta see how it plays out, man. Like the last time they did anything like Bloodline related, I think it was like which one was it? It was some pay-per-view where they did like Bloodline rules, and it was maybe it was WrestleMania or something. It was so stupid.
Oh, it was
It's like
definitely WrestleMania was definitely Bloodline rules. That was
it was
just
like
who's coming out.
they could interrupt at any time of the match. That's the
Oh
one
no,
where
I
like
know which one
Randy
you're
Orton
talking
came
about.
out, and then Kevin Owens came out.
No,
It's like
that's not WrestleMania. I know exactly which one you're
no,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
You're talking about where Roman came back. The debut
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah, that
return of
one.
Roman Reigns. That's Cody versus Solo.
Yeah, that match was so
Yeah, it was bad.
stupid.
It was
That
buzz.
was so dumb. Why
That
wouldn't
is
you come out in the first minute and that? I mean, I know why, but like logically speaking, it makes no sense in kayfabe. It's
that
just
was
like,
the worst match of Cody Rhodes' reign, I would say so far. Gotta be.
yeah, it was all there to set up Roman's return.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
Now it's all
100%.
coming back to me. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
none of that shit. Just give me a wrestling match.
I agree.
Dog versus dog.
And that was SummerSlam too, I want to say.
Was that SummerSlam? Okay. I knew it was like
I think. Let me see. Oh, that's a quick Google.
my
Cody
my
versus
brain's
Solo.
fried from
Because
this
I know
weekend,
I know they had the cage match. Okay, yeah, it was SummerSlam. Yeah, Bloodline rules SummerSlam. Wow, what a shitty SummerSlam match. And not on Cody, but like just, and I don't know, man. I'll say this, and then we can get off of WWE unless you have anything else. Solo has grown on me. I gotta give it to him.
Oh yeah,
I gotta give it to him because at SummerSlam in that cage match at the halfway point, I was like, dude, this dude sucks. Like, get Jacob in charge. But like, he started to go into his comedy, a little bit of his personality. And look, you're saying he should beat Roman.
100%. Yeah, I think they realize he could. This happens before all the time when they bring in like the new guy. It's just like, okay, be the last guy who was big, and you'll be big. It's like it doesn't work because that's who they were. So when they're trying to do Solo as like this big, terrible new Samoa guy, it's like we already have that. We have that with Roman. We don't need another Roman. We need a Solo. And I think they're figuring out also like the I love you Solo shit with Jacob is just so funny.
It works.
Like it's completely like changed the trajectory of Solo where before I was calling for Jacob to be the new whatever, but now it's just like let's run with this. Like this is pretty good.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Shout out to Solo. Maybe do you want to talk about the Sports Illustrated thing like at all, or do you want to just save it for our votes?
Oh, that's we can go over it for sure.
It's up to you because if we save it, that'll let people not know where where we're leaning, or we can talk about the most egregious ones. We can do that.
Yeah. I think we can do that. You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Sports Illustrated their Pro Wrestling Awards for 2024. Women or Wrestlers of the Year were Cody Rhodes and Toni Storm, which I have no issues with those either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's Cody this year, but like I get why it's Cody, like for sure. Breakout was Jacob Fatu, 100%. Like it's not even close.
Obafemi has a good argument though. I'll give him that.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, he is a absolute rising. He's a rising star for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Match here, Danielson versus Osprey. No issues with that. It's not mine.
No issues.
It's
not mine either.
I actually think that match is a little overrated because I think he got like 6 stars or something. But like, it's a really good match.
And my thing is, if you're picking a Danielson match. Is it not Danielson Swerve? That's just my only question.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to pick a Danielson match, is that the one you pick? And if you're going to pick an Osprey match, is that the Osprey match out of the 8 you pick?
Not the Osprey match. I would pick Danielson. I think this was probably like his best. I think it's like not like storyline wise, but like in ring wise,
Gotcha.
probably his best match of the year. So like I don't have like an issue with it. Like it's probably in like my top 10 matches of the year, I would say. Like it's a really good match, but um not I'm not like I don't think it was like how Dave Meltzer thinks it's like this 6-star match. I was like, it was really good. I think it's like 4.5 for me or something like that.
Yeah,
Show
I
you
liked it.
show you your WrestleMania. I don't like strongly disagree. I thought WrestleMania was like good.
Yeah,
I don't think it was great.
WrestleMania was solid. I don't know if I would say it's like because the night one main event was just contrived. It was just like it's like this match is only to set up night two, which like I mean I understand from a storyline standpoint, and like they had a lot of big stories in WrestleMania, but could I say it's the overall best show of the year? I don't know.
Nope. Yeah.
Not today.
Yeah, I would have to think about it. Like I remember it being like good, but I don't it was to me not even close to show of the year. Storyline of the year, Bloodline Saga. This one I like strongly disagree with. Like if this was a year or 2 years ago for sure.
Like are
Not
they
even
count? Okay,
remotely
so
close.
my question is this:
I'm assuming it's everything.
okay, because like so if you're saying Bloodline Saga, I'm assuming that's Rock coming in WrestleMania and all of that.
I'm assuming it's everything.
So if it's that, then that's leading, and I understand. But like, if it's the second half blood, like if we're talking like new Bloodline versus old Bloodline, I can't say that's the best story of the year. But
Mm.
I understand if you're saying everything pre like Roman losing, like the lead up,
Mm.
that shit was great.
Yep.
I was on pins and needles when Rock beat Cody's ass. I was just like, oh my gosh, dude got fucked. But again, that's Rock and Cody. That is not Roman. That is not like any of the others. So it's a very interesting thing, and it makes sense why right now Rock is heavily considering doing Cody. It's either he's doing Cody or he's not showing up. It's not he's doing Roman. Like I think that's very very interesting.
Yep. Rivalry of the year, 1,000,000% disagree with this. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk. I thought the rivalry was almost trash with the bracelet stuff. I thought it was one of the. I would actually put this. When they started introducing the bracelet, that is the worst storyline of the year for me. Like I thought it was trash.
Yeah, I knew Pete was not gonna like that. If you've been a listener to this pod, he was not a fan of the bracelet. I understand why they gave it to it. I get it. Is that gonna be my feud of the year? Probably not. A person's house got burned down this year, ladies and gentlemen. Like, a house
there
or
were
a
felonies committed.
But I digress. Don't want to give away how I'm feeling, but like, yeah, no. I understand why they said it, and I understand why you're saying what you're saying, Pete. Both make sense in my brain for sure.
Heel turn of the year to Xavier and Cody turning.
I'm with you on this.
Turning on Big E. I think this could be it next year, but it needs to develop. Like not like I get that we had that one segment that was big. That's not the biggest heel turn of the year. Like 1,000,000%, not even close. Somebody almost killed somebody with a stiletto. There's a hint to what my heel turn of the year was, but
you got pile drivers coming left and right. Like there are definitely better. That would happen just like you said. They need to let that breathe. Like we don't know if it's a successful heel turn yet. Like a successful heel turn to me is the turn, then what you do after the turn. It's not just turning because they could turn and then like, oh, by WrestleMania, them and Big E are hugging, and it's like, what the fuck was all of that for? So we gotta let that cook. But you're absolutely right. When we were talking in the Discord, at first I was like, huh? But then I thought about it, and then you said your name, and then names just started coming to me. I was like, oh yeah, this can't be it. No way.
I feel like they're treating it like when Rollins hit Roman with the chair. Yeah. It's like, yes, that moment was iconic because of
everything after.
While that moment was cool, but like everything afterwards. Like it added to that. That's where we're at. We set it. Now we gotta let it cook. Because if it doesn't cook, that moment means nothing. Like it doesn't mean anything. So gotta let that go. Best on the mic, Drew McIntyre. I think we talked about this in Discord. I think he was like the best commentator. The way he used social media this year was like next level. I think it elevated him. He was already like a main star, but I think this like cemented him. He's always on being like the top title for the next couple years.
Yeah.
But Drew being the best on the mic, completely disagree. I'm a huge Don Callis guy. I think he's the funniest dude in wrestling. his commentary on whether it's like being the agent for Fletcher or if he's doing commentary on just like a wrestling match. I think he's next level. Don Callis to me was, I think, clear best mic of the year, but
For me, it's like my thing. I said in the Discord, it's like if you're doing the overall thing, like you said, if you're including social media, then that I 100% get.
yep.
But if it's just the mic, this year wasn't as clear cut as last year, where there was one great promo or if somebody was cooking 24/7. I mean, MJF was out a lot, Roman was out a lot. Like the Punk and Drew didn't. I don't know if Punk had anything that stood out. I would say
Yeah,
Drew
not
stood out
really.
more than Punk. And if I'm doing the pre-WrestleMania stuff, then that's Rock, Heyman, and Cody. Like
Mhm.
and I don't know if I could say Cody had a better promo than Rock, if I'm being 100% honest as a non-biased Cody fan. I can't even give it to Cody. So to me, it's like it's Heyman, it's Rock, and like you said, Don Callis is a good name as well to consider. I think this is a toss-up for what you personally prefer in your wrestling talking this year because no one stood out.
Yep. Yep. And the last one was tag team of the year went to Fraxium,
Ooh,
which I think it's fine. Like I think they're a
it's
great
fine,
NXT.
yeah.
But I think that more states the state of tag team wrestling just in general for
Mm-hmm.
2024. Um, I don't like. I think there was a chance where like Bianca and Jade maybe got it, but like their matches were like so mediocre.
All right,
It was
I'll argue for them just because I've seen this on Twitter, and I'll just play devil's advocate to what you're saying. This is not how I feel because I do agree with you. I think tag team wrestling overall has just been down, and if it's 2025, then I can see how Motor City Machine Guns, Penta, and when Ray Phoenix gets to WWE, that how they elevate. Like you already see with Motor City Machine Guns, they've already elevated the WWE tag
100%.
division. Where SmackDown has ballers with DIY, them Street Profits, DIY's holding the belt right now. In 2025, we'll have a different conversation. But for Jade and Bianca, my only argument is they made those belts relevant again. To
100% they did.
to where people care about them. And that's the only reason why I could see why someone would say they deserve tag team of the year, because those belts were dead in the water for a while. And like now that people care to like, oh, is Last Legend and some of these NXT tag teamers going to get it? And some of the Raw tag teamers going to get it? Like they've made this belt powerful. But the thing is, what are they going to do after Bianca gets away from this belt? Because this will not last forever.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But Fraxium's not bad. They've been killing it.
No, they're good, and I think it was Deadline like 3 weeks ago. They had a really good tag match as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
And they pulled double
like
duty, both of them.
yeah, they're good, but I think that's like the stuff with DIY and Motor City Machine Guns right now. I'm loving it.
Me
So like
too. It's hot.
I think 2025 will be different, but I do think 2024 was a very weak year for tag team wrestling.
Let me ask you: is it messed up? Not that we don't give love to the Bucks. The Bucks presented their new character of the EVPs. Do they have an
I
argument?
uh argument yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been like I've said so many times on this, but just like how they did the package for Private Party and then they lose, and then the next time they won Private Party wins. I was just like, I don't know, it just felt wrong. It felt
Mm-hmm.
weird.
And
So
then them versus FTR for the millionth time at All In again. But we just
which
throw
is
the acclaimed in there, which was
yeah,
like
that
what?
match that match was like whatever too. Like it was good, but like it wasn't like the classics that they put on before. So
I just had
um
to ask because I know there's a lot of Bucks fans out there, and I know they had like their big character reveal this year. But I think it says a lot that they left and went back to New. I just think the trajectory of, I mean, not that trajectory of what they did this year is very apropos to why they don't win this, based upon how they're ending the year away from
mm,
AEW and trying to rebuild themselves in New Japan, which is
yep.
very interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see because like I know that they're doing this big thing with like AEW, New Japan, CMLL, and stuff like that, and they'll be introducing some new stuff with that. But I mean, like I'm a huge Bucks fan. They got me into like wrestling again, so I'm not gonna like hate on them or anything like that, but it was just like a different year for tag team wrestling. It just didn't
Yeah.
feel the same.
Across the board. I mean, the tag team wrestling had that big thing where they main evented Mania in 2023. 2023 was popping for tag team wrestling. I mean, shit, we got Better Than You, baby. That's just one of the tag teams I can think of from 2023 amongst the great ones. But yeah, 2024, not that good. Not that good.
Nope.
But 2025, I do think will be popping for tag team. Shout out to Private Party. They're champions right now. I hope things can bubble over there in AEW for them. And then, like we said, on WWE side, at least on SmackDown, it's cooking. I think Raw will cook more with the New Day turning heel. I think that's the plan why the Raiders are champs, because I do believe New Day will end up getting the belts from the Viking Raiders very soon. I think this is like a, hey, you guys survived hell on earth with all of your injuries, your everything that you guys went through. Y'all deserve this. But we know what it is. Y'all are transitional champions. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. So no, I do think both will. I do think tag team wrestling across the board should be better next year. So
Agreed.
All right, shout out to Sports Illustrated. We'll have our awards coming up soon. I'm excited to see who Pete is picking and whatnot. We'll get the categories out to you guys. I'll try to get it out before we record so you guys can see. But all right, Pete, let's get our all right. Let's finish up last predictions of the year.
Yep.
You're down. You're still down by 3. Let's see how we finish up with AEW's World's End.
I think this is a lot considering there are 5 matches we are predicting and you're up 3. So I will early congratulate you on winning 2024. Just for reference, we're not going to be predicting the content. Well, I guess we can kind of like talk about it, but it's not going to be part of our prediction.
Yeah, we can talk about it for sure.
Because while we are currently recording, the taping for the final match before we have everything solidified is currently going on. So if you don't want to know who won what, I would say fast forward a couple minutes. But the gold lead, Ricochet won gold. Ospreay got second. And the blue league, Okada is a lock. And currently Fletcher and Garcia are wrestling, but we don't have that result yet. But I'm assuming Fletcher is winning.
Okay. So then does that mean at World's End we're going to get Fletcher versus Ricochet?
So if it plays out, it will be Fletcher versus Ricochet. Fletcher versus Ospreay in the first round.
Oh, okay. And Okada versus
And it'll be Ricochet versus Okada if my predictions are correct.
And the winners face each other.
Correct. So we're not going to predict that since we don't know. But I do think Fletcher is winning the tournament in general. So
yeah, I agree with you.
That's my prediction.
I definitely agree with you. I could see this heel Ricochet getting to the finale and losing. I could see him losing in the first round, but I don't know, man. Is heel Ricochet coming over? Is he like, people were hating on him in that Hammerstein ballroom. Once he did that wipe, that kind of gave him a little aura. I cannot lie. He needs to do more shit like that.
Yep.
And put the mic down.
Yep. Yep, they were throwing toilet paper at him.
that gave him a little aura as a heel. I cannot lie.
Yeah, so that was great, but the airing for the final one will be on the 25th, Christmas, but they're taping it today on the 22nd. So we'll find out like 100% sure on the 25th when we get that information. But I'm thinking Fletcher is going to win this one for sure.
Hell yeah.
First match. Let's not do the title match. Let's start with Mercedes versus Chris Statlander again, the rematch.
Interesting.
I think this is Chris's time. She lost the last one. It'd be really weird if she lost 2 straight. I don't think it makes any sense.
Yeah.
If they do it again. If they do, they're just burying Chris Statlander because she just won on Collision yesterday. So it would. I mean, I guess you could do that, but it's not the same. I think they need to have Mercedes. It's the same thing with Okada. Drop this, move into the main picture, move into the title.
And you want to know why I think you're right? I think it's very interesting that she's fighting Stat again for this belt, and she's fighting Mina Shirakawa for the New Japan belt. She's fighting 2 people that could both take each belt from her to move on to the AEW World Championship.
Yeah, that's interesting because Mina is doing a lot more North America stuff than Japan. So I don't know how that one to me is more interesting because I don't know who's going to win that one. I think it still makes sense for Mercedes to win that one, but
But but you get where I'm going with this though, like
yeah,
how
100%.
it's like it seems for the first time in a while there's two people that are popular enough to take the belt from her. She's elevated it. Okay, time to go to because I'm sure she's ready to go after the AEW World Championship.
I think she should too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time.
I
Same with
think
Okada.
you convinced me. I'm picking Stat. Like, yeah,
Okay.
it doesn't make sense for Stat to lose twice, man. It really doesn't, especially after that character. And if you do want Willow to end up with the belt, you could do Willow Stat 3, but I don't know if they're gonna do that feud either because they've made Stat a babyface now. So like, it's that whole shit is weird.
Yeah. Who knows? Who fucking knows, man?
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with you.
Next match, I think this one's gonna be a fucking banger. I can't wait for this one. Takesha versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I think this match is gonna be nuts. I think these guys are gonna kill each other. I can't like Powerhouse is like this big juiced up guy, and then Takesha is just like a brick shit house. Like that dude is.
They're both meat.
Dude, he's just dense.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a dense dude, and I like. Oh my god, I can't wait to see like Takesha just like suplex Powerhouse Hobbs like 4 times. This match is gonna be nuts. I don't see Takesha losing.
That's what I was about to ask you. Is there any chance for Powerhouse Hobbs to win this? Like, I don't see it. His character's not built up enough to win this yet.
No, but if you put out like a great performance and still lose to somebody like Takesha,
elevates you. Yeah,
perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like perfectly fine. But it's not time for Powerhouse.
I agree.
I'm loving what Takesha's doing. I think he's on a great run this year. He's had some insane matches, and I think he's going to continue with this one.
Yep. Until it's time for him versus Okada, I think he's gonna hold this for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't see anybody else taking it off of him anytime soon.
Wow, Takesha versus Okada would be fucking nuts. Oh man,
they've hinted at it and they've talked about it, and I just feel like that's the match that Tony wants to make for Takesha to make him, the next guy. Dude beat Omega. Who's next? Okada.
You're right. I just don't want them to do the WWE thing where it's like all the Mexican people are on the Mexican.
Oh yeah, fair.
Oh, 2 Japanese girl wrestlers. Guess what? You're a tag team and you're called the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, I know you're right.
But like, I feel like AEW's a little different. They get a little bit of a pass from me, but I'll wait and see. I'll be hyped to shit. That is the case. I'm not gonna lie, but right now, don't do what WWE does. Maybe they can make it good. Who knows? This match, I don't think we have to talk about it too much longer. Brian May versus Thunder Rosa. I think
Brian May's whooping her ass.
I think this will be like a 7-minute match. Like, no way. Like,
and that's why, Pete, you just said exactly why Chris Statlander's winning. Because this match is 7 minutes. There's no one else. Like, it is time. Tony's off in woohoo land, building up whatever character she has to build this up before she goes back after it. There is no one else that is credible enough to challenge Mariah May for this belt because Britt Baker is not who she used to be. Jamie Hayter is not who she used to be, and that's not neither of their faults. That is the booking. Don't get it twisted.
I think Jamie can get there. I think Britt's done with the main event picture. I think she's done.
And because there's no one else, they had to go to Thunder Rosa. I mean, are you going to trot out Hikaru Shida again to lose again? No, like we're not doing that. It is time for Mercedes Moné versus Mariah May. So I agree with you. Yeah.
And this is so you brought Tony Storm because I think it was like 2 weeks ago. You told me that Tony Storm was back to being the original Tony Storm, and this is before I had any context because I didn't watch it.
And I didn't have context of what it is either.
Bro, this amnesia shit is so funny. It is, dude, everything she does is so, because like, we don't know how far back she forgot. So I was like, oh, she forgot the last like year. Oh, she forgot the last 2 years.
Oh, well, actually, if you remember I don't know if that was Collision or Rampage. I don't know. They kind of gave us a timeline. And see, when I told you that, she didn't speak. She spoke to Deonna Purrazzo. And she didn't remember the tattoo. So it's before they were friends.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. Yeah, this whole storyline is great.
So it's before she even went to WWE. Like, this is like Tony Storm straight out of Australia Indies. Like, that's crazy.
They should just keep. They should Benjamin Button it and keep going back. Before she was this rock star persona. I don't know what she was before that, but she should just keep going
That would
backwards.
be funny.
That'd be
Like,
so funny.
she's killing it, man. Because I'm glad that you brought that up. Because when I texted you that, she didn't speak. We just saw her
Yep.
come out, and it was just doing the rock hand. It was like, oh my gosh, are we going back there? But once she spoke, it changed everything.
I like how they do like because before when someone new signed, like they would always tweet like this person is all elite, and then AEW just like retweeted their tweet from 2022 or whatever. I'm like, this is so funny. So like I kind of wish they did like a the new post of the same thing, but it was still great. So far Tony's cooking.
Yeah, she is.
Absolutely loving it. Okay, MJF versus Adam Cole. I want to get your thoughts on this because I don't care.
I don't care either, but like, bro, I don't know what you do in this. Like, MJF doesn't. All right, no, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. This is where I'm going off. I'm picking Adam Cole. MJF does not need this win. I'm sorry. Cole has been dog shit. And like, look, I'm an Adam Cole guy. Adam Cole was one of the guys that when I came into AEW, when you were getting me back into wrestling, he was one of the guys that I was interested in the most. That guy can absolutely go. And MJF said it right. He's looking like crack baby out there. He needs to come up and get a dub. MJF, do a favor for your homie, because I know you really admire this guy. Put him over. Because what does this do for MJF winning this? Not a fucking thing. If you're not about to put him in the title anytime soon, it doesn't seem like. So if MJF's not going in the title, he doesn't need this.
Yep. Yeah.
This is the most pointless feud I think I've seen in a minute.
Yeah, and it could. This is just one of those ones where it's like it was hot when it was going. Adam Cole got hurt. It killed all the steam, and now that he's healthy again, they're just like going back to where it was.
It's like,
and I don't think they should have done it.
No, MJF did the right thing when he came out from his injury, when he was like, yeah, I'm over that. Like, what was that promo for? Why did he cut that? Like, to me, when I do my predictions, I think of everything they've told us in the story. And it's like, why did you even do that promo if you're going to do what y'all just did for the past 2 months? That promo should have never happened. You came in, the first thing you said was, I don't give a fuck about Adam Cole anymore. It's over. And then you did the whole thing with Ospreay, which was great. You're doing this Mr. America thing. I thought you could have continued doing that shit.
That was sick.
But he didn't, and now we're back to Cole, and it's like, this shit gotta end.
Yep, and I think MJF can, like,
he can win or lose, but like, I don't think he needs to.
This was 2 years ago. There's like no way MJF loses, and now it's like if MJF loses, like who cares? Like, sure.
Like, he's still the best person over. Well, I know some people might say the best person, but he's still one of the best people over there.
Yeah, 100%. But there's like levels to him. We're like when he needs to go in like full heel mode and rip people and call like the cities in like a bunch of bitches and stuff, he can do that. He can turn it on when he needs to. Right now he doesn't need to, and he's not. Right now we're getting like 7 out of 10 MJF, but like that's what's needed. We don't need 10 out of 10 MJF right now because the feud isn't like a 10 out of 10 feud.
And the title seems congested, man. It is congested as fuck because like, let's say MJF did do 10 out of 10 MJF. Then he heats himself up, and it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to go back to him? What are you going to do about Ospreay? Because I think Ospreay's sitting in limbo right now, too, because it's like, what are you going to do with him? I know he had to finish his Don Callis shit, but like, he's in limbo. Swerve, you just put him against the Hurt Business. I get why you did it, but like, Swerve's in limbo, too, technically. And not to give away my pick, but I don't see Moxley losing to any of these 3 bums.
Oh, okay.
and so they're in limbo. So it's like, what is happening?
Okay. So I'm also picking Adam Cole just because I think if Adam Cole loses, bro, he's
done.
Dead.
Like, what are we doing?
There's no way.
Go back to WWE, buddy.
Yeah, like if Adam Cole loses this, he will be fighting on Ring of Honor for the TV championship or something like that.
Gosh, bro. Oh, what a fall from grace. This dude came in to be like the guy who was going to beat Hangman and beat Omega and be the champion. Now it's just like, he might be joining the conglomerate in a couple of weeks.
Facts. Okay, last one. This one's fun because we have two different answers. Moxley versus Orange Cassidy versus Hangman versus Jay White. Do you want to go first, or you want me
Yeah,
to go
I'll go
first?
first. I can go first because I basically gave. I'm picking Moxley, bro. I'm
Yep.
going off on a ledge. You're not letting Orange Cassidy win. I don't give a no. And like, look, I love Hangman. Hangman's my guy. I don't think he winning. And the reason why I think Moxley's winning because I think you're saving Jay White one-on-one in Australia because you got to sell them tickets.
So, about 2 years ago, when Jay White entered the scene, I was like, he needs to be pushed to main event status, and he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He was never pushed. And now we're doing it where he's winning a lot.
He is.
And it doesn't feel right, but he just keeps winning. And so I'm gonna trust my gut. I'm saying Jay White wins
I'm
this.
not mad. Okay, so let me ask you. Because
I'm
I'm just gonna ask. You got Jay White winning this. Could I tempt you for a Hangman Page wins this for Jay White to beat him at his hometown to make
so
it
this is
6
what I'm
and 0?
thinking. This is what I'm thinking. I think Hangman essentially sets him. So this is like what I'm thinking. What Hangman is gonna do. I think he's having this descent into madness,
Mm-hmm.
where he's just getting more and more crazy.
Okay.
And I forgot what match it was before, but essentially he like fucked up, and somebody else won because of something he did. I think Hangman is gonna like be the strongest person in this match, and I think he's gonna essentially have it where he can win, and he'll
himself
fuck
up.
up somehow,
Mm.
and then Jay White comes in and like steals it.
And sneaks it. I'm not mad at that. I'm
Like
not
I
mad
can
at
see
that.
I can see like Jay or like Hangman doing the over the rope, hitting Moxley or something like that to finish Moxley. He goes for the pin. Jay White throws him out. And then Jay White, boom, switchblade hits him, and then Jay White pin. I don't think I don't think Moxley getting pinned, but like in that way, we're like Hangman hits like Orange Cassidy, and then Jay White pins Orange or
I'm
something like
not
that. Like
mad at
that's what I
that.
think. That's what happened.
I'm
And
not mad at that.
Hangman's gonna be
And
like, I did that. I should have won. I did all the work. Like this is my win. You stole this from me. Like that's where I think it's going.
all right, to add to your theory, just because I like your theory. I like the Hangman thing. Can Hangman do what you just said to Orange Cassidy, and can Orange Cassidy take the pin? Because I have an idea of where Moxley can be, which ties it into what AEW wants to do, but he's not ready. Could Darby Allin come out and fuck Moxley out to where we get a Moxley Darby feud while Jay White wins, and Jay White has his Hangman feud. Moxley feuds with Darby before Darby gets his rematch against Jay White because they have beef that they never settled. And then if you want to make Darby the champion, you have Jay White put him over. Just a thought.
Yeah, I think what Moxley can do with like the Death Riders, he doesn't need to hold the belt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is I do think Jay White is main event level, and I think this would just add another person in that list, because for the last couple of years it was Danielson, Swerve, Moxley. I feel like it was like those were the three for like the majority of the time. And I would love to add another name into that with Jay White. Like because I don't think Omega's coming because he's coming back really soon, but I don't think he's going back to that level immediately. I think he's gonna do like the Osprey route where he'll probably just like chill in the mid card for a year or something like that. And I think Jay White would be a great person to put in this spot right now.
He would be, man. And like that technically does accomplish what Moxley wanted. Moxley's thing is not to be the champion. Moxley's whole thing with the Death Riders is to raise the stock of AEW and make people care more. And you could argue that Jay White started caring more when he dumped the facade of the Bullet Club and everything around it. And like he's getting back to his ways, which we could also see him descend back into a heel. I'm not mad at it, Pete. I like your theory. I'm not going to change. So if you do get that right, you get your full credit for that. That's amazing. I'm going with Mox pinning Orange Cassidy and buried him below the sand.
It's also like Mox has lost the world championship like 4 times. It's not like he's this unbeatable giant. He's just like he's a grinder.
He's the ace of AEW, man. If he's the guy that like he'll win it when they need him to, but he'll also lose it when he needs him to. He's not one of those. He's not like Hogan or Cena or any of these guys where they hog the belt. Like I kind of equated more to Tanahashi. Like Tanahashi was the ace, but like Okada held the belt. Like all these other people held the belt. But when they needed it, they went back to Tanahashi. When Tony Khan needs him, he goes back to Moxley.
100%. 100%. All right, well, those are our predictions.
Hell yeah. Excited to see how this goes. World's End is next Saturday. We'll be back after the Christmas holidays to talk about World's End and give you our awards for the best of 2024. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Pete, tell the people where they can follow you at on social media, and have a happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate.
Yes. Best way to follow me is my anime podcast, whether it's on Twitter or BlueSky. Twitter, it's what you say Annie, what you say A and I. On BlueSky, it's just anime podcast. So follow me there if you don't like anime. Or if you do, check us out.
Hell yeah. Make sure y'all go follow Pete. Check out all of his amazing content. You can follow me at Lyn BWT. Follow BrosWhoThink at BrosWhoThink. That's both on BlueSky and Twitter. Again, want to shout out to the BlueSky community for rocking with us. We're going to keep putting out great content, and thank you for joining on the ride. And for everybody else, thank you for continuing the ride with us this year, and be on the lookout for the awards. But until then, have a good one, and peace.